again, but maybe the best freshman in the conference, maybe the country, is Tori Edwards.
Yes, and Tori Edwards, she's setting LSU's freshman records for home runs, and she has 68 RBIs, and she's another freshman that has only gotten better in SEC play.
Pretty amazing. Part of the Smash Sisters in this series, so they might be just a little bit out of whack as Arkansas finished out their series Sunday afternoon at Texas A&M. Fans are calling the Hogs. We're ready for softball. LSU and Arkansas. LSU has played 4 more games than have the Hogs, but a lot of similarities between these two teams as you look at the numbers. And Danica for Jayla Lassiter. Lassiter, 52 hits on the season. Transfer out of Ole Miss. She is an Alabama native and takes strike one. I was mentioning that here.
And going off of what you said, what's not to love about the SEC? Any team can win on any given weekend, and it doesn't matter what your record is, and that's what's so fun about playing or having played in the SEC is it's a dogfight every single game, whether it's game 1 or game 20.
At times it must feel like a grind. I know when you're winning series, it does certainly lift the spirits. And Arkansas coming off.
I think that was my least favorite weekends playing was when you had the Saturday, Sunday, Monday series, and then you get somehow the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and you're like, oh my gosh, my body needs a break.
Almost doesn't seem fair, but Tigers ready to go, maybe going on adrenaline. And you think about it, KB, they were run ruled in game 1 at home against Florida. Tori Edwards bats, and I would say it doesn't matter if it's baseball, it doesn't matter if it's softball. Sometimes those pitchers might take an inning to kind of settle in, but obviously in a 7-inning game, the last thing anybody wants to do is give up a couple.
She's searching for that 19th.
That one's a little bit elevated. It's a team that doesn't hit a lot of homers, 40, but again, Edwards has 18 of those. And we talked about her numbers at SEC play. It has been a lot of fun for Tiger fans. LSU trying to strike first in the top of the first inning. Just the climb on that rise ball, though, to Edwards, really impressive. It ended up around her neck, and there's another one that's elevated. It pops in the air, and Kennedy Miller, wearing those sunglasses, popped on the ball before Lassiter would try to advance. For Jaden Leno, the left fielder. Another one of the players batting better than .320 in this starting lineup. Coming off a 3-for-3 game on Monday in that series clincher, including a couple of RBIs. Robbins fighting that pitch down in the zone a little bit.
Like it.
Payoff pitch, fouled back, and we'll do it again. Regardless of how this inning ends, Heron has invested a lot as far as the pitch count.
I mean, 33 pitches in the first inning. I would say she might need to cut it down to maybe 10 an inning from 10 to 12 from here on out. But, I mean, hey, props to her. She's gotten this count full. She's got 2 outs, so let's see what she does right here.
And Berzon runs one in at the knees for strike one.
And you don't see LSU playing Reagan Johnson with 3 fielders over on the left side. And we've seen that a lot this season where she's going to have 3 fielders over on the left side.
It's been players in program history. Speaking of on-base percentage, those 2 are right there at the top.
Absolutely. And I was able to play with Reagan for 1 year, and she's just a kid that she brought it every single day. She was willing to go play second base, to go take balls at shortstop, outfield, wherever you wanted to put her. She's just a kid that you want on any team. And walks, batting average, OPS, RBIs, there's not one stat that you don't look at and go, wow, this is very, very, very impressive.
To your point, KB, only 5 players in NCAA history since the early 80s have finished a season batting above .480 while hitting 20-plus home runs. And that very much is a possibility. The home run number's already there. The question is
games left to do that. I mean, they could go far in the SEC tournament. Same thing, regionals, super regionals, possible World Series. She has no pressure on her back. If that's something she's trying to chase, there is absolutely no pressure.
You know the dangers of pitching to Ellis even when first base isn't open.
Awesome, but I'm going to hit a single and I'm going to get on base.
Just keep the pressure going. Wyckoff has quietly seen her numbers climb. This ball not so quiet. Smashed her right. Goodbye. It clears the fence. Didn't quite make the burr, but how about another two-run homer in the first? And the H-Town products. Bree Ellis, Kaylee Wyckoff doing. Day in the top 10 of the conference in homer. She's at 14. She and Ellis have combined for some big-time runs batted in numbers.
And Courtney Day, she's hitting .327, but one thing about Courtney, like you said, she has 14 home.
Saying she's a person who has a bullseye and a target on her back, and there's a ground ball to Hodge at short, but another error. The flip to Daniel almost looked like it caught her by surprise, or maybe it just came in too hot. And the inning continues, still only one gone.
And this is something that the Razorbacks are great at doing. They are.
And how about a three-run shot from Kennedy Miller? Arkansas has scored the touchdown and kicked the extra point.
I feel like I'm kind of speechless right now. I wasn't expecting 7 runs in the first inning, and Kennedy Miller, she's having a little bit of a down season, but a hit like that, first pitch of the at-bat, that's something that can bring your confidence back, and that is so impressive.
Reagan Johnson walked way back when to begin it. There's the number of appearances. More walks than strikeouts, and that one punched into left, a base hit. So the 60th hit of the year for Reagan Johnson continues this lengthy bottom of the first.
That's a beautiful job by Reagan Johnson. She gets on her first time this inning with a walk. She comes out 5-6 hole, on base again.
Right, and then Kennedy Miller not to be outdone. How about a 3-run shot, part of a 7-run inning for the Razorbacks. Coach Beth Torena, head coach at LSU for her 14th season, 4 trips to the Women's College World Series. That's the woods.
I was going to say that. I was going to say, of course, another Texas player
They're
on
everywhere.
the team.
Good pitch from Heron for a strike.
And you got to think Robin Heron coming into this inning, chest out a little bit more confidence, hoping to get, reel it back in. She's got a lot of wiggle room, so I'm sure it's some 7 runs in one inning, but it's just about chipping away every single inning. If you can put up 1 or 2 runs an inning, you're going to be good by the time the game's over.
Daniel had 4 hits in the 3 games against Florida. As LSU came back to win that series, it was an important series for the Tigers because they were in danger of losing their 3rd straight weekend series. Win away from the Women's College World Series, but they had to win 1 more game on the road, and had they been at home, who knows, they might have found their way to Oklahoma City.
Absolutely. There's nothing like being at home, and that's not an easy trip all the way out to Stanford that they had to make last year. So, it's one thing, you're on an airplane, kind of fatigues you a little bit, and then they have to get ready to play. I mean, it's a Supers is as big as you can get,
7-0 lead in the second. I think we have an LSU fan with a beer hat. It's the way to go. Always a party when the Tigers are in town. Arkansas having a little more fun tonight, but Reese Berline comes on in the second inning, inheriting a bases loaded.
You never know, but at least score 1. Just do a job, get something back.
Poked out to right. Wyckoff underneath it. She's going to make the catch. Hodge will tag. She will score. Had the throw gone to second, Arkansas would have had a chance to get coffee. Ellis was looking to third. LSU gets a run, but boy, if she got her, she would have tagged maybe that elbow or that hip.
Oh, I can't. It's her leg. I can't really tell that leg in the way.
The ruling on the field is upheld. The runner is safe.
Upheld.
Arkansas's first challenge of the game.
I don't know if there was enough to overturn that because as she slid in, her leg kind of covers where her hand.
Doing enough. And there's a withdrawal sequence.
Oh, absolutely.
So even when your kid's still connected to a game but not playing, it's hard to pass it up.
Absolutely.
0-2 is down and
You
out.
know, one thing about my mom, it's crazy because I have played in some very, very loud stadiums, but no matter what, I can always hear my mom yelling at me. And I'm like, Mom, you never played softball. You've got to stop doing that. Oh, there she is. She's a home run record, and she has quite the amount of games left, you know, pending how Arkansas,
That's
how
right.
far they go into postseason. But, I mean, with next week, and they're going to make a regional, of course, she has plenty of games left to do it.
Think about this. Braxton, 25 of her 56 hits were home runs. With Bree now, 24 of her 55 hits have been home. 450 feet by the time it got done turning and rolling. McDowell drives one to left center. Leno will get back and make the catch. So Ella didn't quite square that one up, but the Tigers will take the out. They didn't want to see another multi-run homer. She's talking about the
I mean, absolutely has turned it around. So, you know, props to him for being able to do that in just 1 year.
Year two's been a good one. In fact, Ethan Westerman in the newspaper did a nice article today talking about the improvement, and there you see it on your screen. The batting average, that's a dramatic jump. So is the OPS.
And as a team, that's a big jump.
I think sometimes when we talk about hitting coaches, talking to Coach Gasso.
Yes, going back to talking to Coach Gasso before the game started, I was, you know, down near the bullpen. He was like, hey, I was going back and watching, you know, some of your swings from when you were at Alabama to when you came to Arkansas. And he's like, I saw this old video and the old files. And he was like, what drill was that? And can you tell me a little bit about what you changed? And I was like, to be honest with you, I really didn't change anything with my upper body. I feel like Arkansas, they won the SEC. We were able to win the SEC, and I just can't speak enough about her. She is who she says she is. She is who she is on camera. That's just who she is every single second of her life. So, of course, who wouldn't want to play for Courtney Teifel?
And Arkansas has been on quite a run as well in wins and keep racking up the W's. And there's so many walked in the second. Leno walked to begin this inning. 7 walks for LSU hitters as Hodge takes a strike. There was an article in the Houston papers a couple of weeks ago when their basketball team lost the national championship game. They've never won a national championship game. They've been there a few times. And it was an opening line that I think applies to these teams. And that one hit the elbow. The thing about losing in the SEC, you don't fall much because of these teams' RPIs and conference tournament next week. But a few more wins for both of these teams just bolsters that resume just a little bit more, as McKee will take strike 2. And it also kind of keeps you in that mode of trying to find that peaking portion of your season.
Yeah, and
Earned run average. And it kind of feels like to me as a freshman, though, she has moved into that 2 slot in this pitching staff.
absolutely. And Peyton Burnham, she has come in some big, big scenarios and big games. And I feel like she steps up to the plate quite the amount of times, high percentage amount of the times. And just to be a freshman, you can see on her face, she's very calm, very cool.
So the 2 free base runners cashed in. I did not think Hodge was going to be able to score because Kramer had a chance to get that throw to the plate. She just couldn't get it there quickly enough.
I also thought she might get her based on how she wound up and threw the ball, but SEC play, her average has gone down a little bit.
So you're saying it was hot coffee? And now it's
I wouldn't say she's
okay,
cold by
no?
any means. I
Just
mean,
tepid maybe?
hey, she's still hitting like 400
No, she
overall.
is.
So that's pretty good if you ask me.
2 balls and a strike, the count. This game has gone on for an hour and a half, and there's no outs in the top of the third, and Arkansas now can't get the technique for the score. Top of the lineup for the 3rd time for LSU. 3-1 to count.
And this is a crucial part of LSU's lineup. We have Jayla Lassiter coming up. You know, Tori Edwards, she's lingering in the background. great third base. I mean, she goes a long way to get that ball, and there's been plenty of plays that Ella have made, and she's made, and I'm like, how did she get that? She has a great arm. She's not just a great hitter. She can play third base, and very well.
She can. Obviously, a shortstop before she got here as Bergeron takes one down, and I remember talking to Courtney Deifel in the fall and then the spring, and I said, third or short? And she would say, we don't know yet.
In the in-between right there, deciding what she wanted to do with that one.
Backhand that one, but it's hit so hard, and that will be a base hit. So Macy has been on base all 3 times. And Edwards was intentionally walked last time up.
And I'm not really sure what I would do here. I'm glad I don't have to. She gets a lot of at bats. She'll walk here and there, but getting to that number, I mean, even at 60 hits in a season, that's great. And I think she had 70 one season, but that's just a consistent hitter at the top of the lineup and one that has speed like her. I mean, hey, she automatic double and then a hit in the gap, she's scoring. That's just a hitter you want in your leadoff spot.
When you first got
versus 2 any day.
Agreed. We've had 5 pitchers in this game, and I don't think we're done. 2-2 to Kramer, and now indeed the count has gone full.
It feels like we should be approaching the 6th or
I should be getting ready to drive
Pro League this summer, and of course it's going to lead us to Ella McDowell, and they're going to call a timeout here. And one great thing that Courtney Deifel did for sure is move Ella McDowell into the 4-hole, because I feel like she can't wait to get up to bat if Bree gets walked.
I thought when Courtney Day missed 3 games, when she came back, she would find her way behind Ellis, beacon runs batted in SEC-only games. Fielder's choice, no RBI. Now it's up to Wyckoff.
And I think that's, like we've talked about, it's maturity from Ella. Even though she didn't get the result that she probably wanted to get right there, she's hitting almost 500 in the last 11 games behind Bree Ellis, and those are SEC games too.
I feel like Wyckoff's swing is picked up in her production as well as of late.
One clean inning, one where it's like, oh wow, okay, we'll get the game moving a little bit too.
Start stacking a little bit. When it's 7-0 in the first, you start thinking about a run rule. And now the Tigers, even last inning, they had the tying run at the plate.
And I think that goes, in the strike zone.
I was expecting Courtney Deifel to come get her, but not the case with Heron. It looks like she's done throwing for now. And this is Hodge, who was hit by a pitch and walked. So she has epitomized this night. Twice she's reached with a free pass of sorts and scored both times. There's some grumblings to leave anything too good against a pretty good hitting team, but that one's fouled back. But LSU did not score. It's been a homer and a single already, and that is another walk.
And I'm wondering if we'll see Coach Courtney Deifel.
Avery Hodge now with a base hit could tie things up. Burnham has thrown more balls than strikes at this point. So again, with 3 runs home this inning, Kramer pursuing. Won't get there. Let's go back and see if we can find a better angle.
Oh no, she was.
She was on the base.
It's a lot closer than I thought.
Since she has entered.
Really this game too, even though where we are in LSU's lineup, the end of their lineup has been the ones that have been getting on base.
Completely agree. That's a non-competitive pitch, however, and it's 3-0. Courtney Day's waiting on deck. It's the one benefit of having her batting in the 6-0. If there's runners on in front of Courtney Day, wanted to see it land. Mile-high pop-up from Rhea. Daniel underneath it. Oh boy, that just about snuck out of that glove. Not sure if we had the shot or not, but that ball was rattling around inside that glove. The catch was made. Quite frankly, they're probably frustrated with their 11 runners left on base. A couple of big numbers in an otherwise odd game. Baseball is about to go final. This game is in the bottom of the fifth. Baseball's done. I guess they can come from Bob Walker and come over here and watch.
Did we
softball.
start at the same time?
We started at the exact still in play because she's
No.
inside the box.
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure she would have to go back to the box. I could be wrong. I don't think it can hit the bat twice, though.
Shane Jackson has been busy. These Coffey's 1 for 4. Now that was at the bottom of the zone, called a strike. What's interesting, Coffey's one of the best on-base performers in LSU history.
I would believe it.
And that one's down for a base hit, and my goodness, there's 2 on again. I was about to say she's only been on. Did we have some type of re-entry? Because I'm looking at the box score right now, and again, I swear there must be a full moon out there.
Have you ever seen that happen before? The coaches boat racing each other to get to the umpire?
No, but we reviewed a play.
I mean, there's no way there's a rule in the rule book that talks about coaches chasing each other and who's going to win the race. So I don't really know what they're going to do right here.
I think they should race to the foul pole and back. Second base, and LSU may have completely bungled this inning if that outstands.
And I was saying, too, the whole time in the headset out, because they missed on that every inning, it feels like not getting that runner when they're cutting it off.
Remember, LSU won a replay review earlier on a runner tagging and being fully in the right.
I don't think I've ever seen that in my
Nope,
entire life.
I can't say I have either. Ava Carter is going to run for Kennedy Miller, who drew the walk, and let's hope Kennedy re-enters when we go to the 7th inning, or we might have another foot race. Started and now trying to finish in what has not been her sharpest game by any stretch, but she got the fly out from Edwards, she got the comebacker from Rudity, and she got the beneficiary of the 2 unassisted out when Bajaran was called out because she didn't re-enter, I guess, in the lineup car. So
I think I'm going to go back and watch that like 100 times. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
Again, our final score. Arkansas takes down LSU 12-9. So long. Good night from Bogle Park in Northwest Arkansas.